Bloxburg. This applies for both cafes and restaurants because they're not that different. So right now we are in my cafe. It's called the Pink Rocks Cafe. Now this video applies to restaurants too. I just call my cafe the Pink Rocks Cafe because it sounds better than the Pink Rocks restaurant or just Pink Rocks. So anyway, let's have a seat and let's get on to the tips and tricks. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Get off the table if you want to be in this video. Dude, get off the table. Dude, sit down. Be quiet. Be quiet. Fine, just get on with the video. Okay, so anyway, Happy New Year, guys. And sorry there were no videos last week. I was just uninspired, and you shouldn't make videos if you don't feel like it or if you're not inspired to, because then it won't be good. And I hope you like my new intro. I just made it last week. But anyway, that's enough of the intro. I don't want you guys clicking off the video because you're bored. So we're going to do 10, 9, 8 instead of 1, 2, 3, just because that's how most people do it. My first tip 10 is put up with trollers. And why I say that is because one day I was working at the cafe. One day I was working at the cafe with my brother. Here he is. And this guy came in on his snowmobile and just, instead of parking it, he drove in. He came through the drive-thru first, and then I told him to park and come in, and he came in on the snowmobile. Instead of immediately kicking him out or telling him to get out, I put up with it, I gave him what he ordered, and I got $10,000. So put up with trollers because they might give you money. Unless it gets inappropriate. If the trolling becomes inappropriate, kick him out, report him, do what you have to do. But if it's not inappropriate, put up with them unless it gets inappropriate because they might give you money. Tip number 9 is be nice to customers. If you want the customer to stay in the cafe, order food, and get out, you want to be nice to them. Don't just say, what do you want? They say what they want, and then you say, okay, fine, and then go get it. Be nice. Make it a pleasant experience. If you want them to come back, or maybe tell their friend in the server to go to their cafe because it was a nice experience. Be nice to the customers. Going along with the last tip I just said, tip number 8 is make it a pleasant experience. Because even if you're not being mean to them, if you're not making the experience special, they're not going to come back. Don't just say, hi, what would you like? Food? Okay, good, I'll go get it. Make it a pleasant experience. So that way maybe they'll come back another time in Bloxburg or again tell their friend in the server. Tip number 7 is have a picture saying the price. If you or the customer have safe chat on, you won't be able to say numbers. So in that way, if they have a picture saying the price, you can just say, oh, it's right there. If they ask the price to say, oh, it's below you, they can look at the picture and then just give you that price instead of you having to go through the trouble of trying to get around saying numbers. Because you can't say numbers with safe chat on. So you would just be saying a bunch of hashtags, and this is going to make the customer impatient, and they might leave without paying. And that would just be straight up rude. number 6 is have as many ways for the customer to get the food as possible. You want to have a drive-thru, a parking lot, and anything else that'll have. Because if you have a drive-thru, if they're driving by in their car, come get the food in their car, go home. If they want to park their car, have a parking lot so they can park it. If they want to walk in and get the food, they can get in and then go out. Have as many ways for them to get the food as possible, so that way they don't feel like coming, you can deliver it to them. If that, and there. Have as many ways for them to get the food as possible. Tip number 5 is name your cafe. You're going to have a lot more fun with the cafe if it has a name. If it doesn't have a name, you're just saying, hi, come to my cafe. And if someone would ask for your cafe's name and you say you don't have one, that may make them straight up walk back out just because it's not. If you don't have a name, if you don't name your cat, you clearly don't care about it. If you don't name your cafe, this may not be the best decision to buy from here. So maybe name your cafe, and then you're going to be more excited to come in the next day and open the Pink Rocks Cafe instead of just opening my cafe. Anyway, on to the next tip. Tip number 4 is have a friend help you. That way, if it gets crowded and, there's people coming in at the desk and through the drive-thru, you need someone to take care of the drive-thru or the desk for you, so that way you can worry about one part and they can worry about the other, so that way you are both less stressed. And if it's only you and there are multiple people coming in through the drive-thru and through the desk, and you don't have someone else to take one of the other things, so if you don't have someone else to take the drive-thru while you're working the desk, or vice versa, it's going to get stressful, customers may get impatient and leave. So make sure if you can, have someone help you so it's just easier for you and them. Tip number 3 is have a parking lot. No one's going to come in their car if there's no place for them to park. So have a parking lot, so that way if someone drives by, they don't automatically have to go through the drive-thru or park their car at some random place on your plot, so their car doesn't get towed, because they can't park on the side of the road like in real life, because their car will get towed automatically. So have a parking lot so they can park their car. Tip number 2 is have a billboard. So that way, if someone sees your cafe from far away and doesn't know it's a cafe, they'll see the billboard, assume it's a cafe, or go to check out what the billboard is, notices it's a cafe, comes in to get food just because why not. So and it also just makes the outside of the cafe look more pleasant. So make sure that you have a billboard if you can. If you don't know how to build one, you can look up a tutorial, but I'm not going to show you guys right now. If you don't know how to make one, I'll make a tutorial for you guys, but try to put up a billboard. And finally, tip number 1 is don't spam the chat. It's going to get annoying if you're just spamming the chat. Like, if you keep spamming the chat with come to my cafe, come to my cafe, come to my cafe, come to my cafe. It's going to get annoying to the people who you want to come to your cafe, and they may not even come because it's annoying and they don't want to be with you. So don't spam the chat. Sometimes it works, but most of the time it just makes people annoyed with you, and then it makes them want to come even less than they did before. Finally, my bonus tip is have fun with it. If you're not having fun with your Bloxburg cafe, don't open it. There are lots of other ways to make money in Bloxburg. Because you're going to get more money working anyway, because the cafe is a fun way to get some extra cash. But you're spending the money building the cafe, and you're spending the money paying bills for the cafe. So If you don't enjoy it or you don't want to pay for it, then don't have one. No one's forcing you to. Just like YouTube videos. If you don't want to make YouTube videos, don't make YouTube videos. People can tell when your content is forced. But anyway, this isn't a YouTube tips video. It is a Bloxburg Cafe tips video. So if you want me to do YouTube tips, comment down below. But anyway, that's a bonus tip. Have fun with it, because if you don't, then people can tell and they won't want to comment. Wait, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe to BelliciousYT if you want to see more videos like this one. Let me know if you want to do more. If you want me to do more tips and tricks for any type of thing in Bloxburg. But anyway, Happy New Year, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye.